Welcome to the Joe Show, wherever you may be streaming Radio GBX. My name is Joe, and joining me tonight is my co-host Grace.
Hello.
Also joining us tonight, local artist, special guest, Ditch The Hubcap.
Hello.
My name's Jaron Holloway, and I am the vocalist.
My name's Kyle Seidel. I play guitar and I do backup vocals.
How you guys feeling tonight?
Doing good.
Yeah, pretty good.
So, Jaron, tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm actually from Green Bay. I went to East High School here. I'm a UWGB student. For vocal music education, trying to be a choir teacher. That's me. I'm the vocalist for Ditch The Hubcap. Yeah, that's me.
What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, so I'm from Kewanee. Same year as Jaron in terms of schooling. I'm just going for individualized studies for my degree. Yeah, play guitar in the band.
It's awesome. Are you guys just, do you play any other instruments besides sing? Or?
So right now I'm just singing, and I do a lot of lyric writing. I do a lot of that in my spare time. I do want to get on that for sure. That's something I want to get into for sure. Want to do some like solo singer-songwriter stuff, but just gotta get on the instrument first.
Yeah. What about you, Kyle? Do you play any other instruments?
Yeah. I started on drums, and then moved my way to guitar. Then that kind of led into bass guitar and just spirals onto that.
Do you have like a favorite instrument then?
It's hard to pick. It's any day of the week I can say I like one more than the other.
That's fair. So like, Jaron, what like inspired you to stop playing music?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been into music. When I was a little kid, I was in the the guitar choir at my church and stuff, and then I did choir all throughout school and stuff. Got to do a little bit of rock in high school just for like we had a little variety shows for like show choir or whatever, and I did. The first time I got to do like kind of like a protest like bluegrass song, which was pretty cool. And then the second time I did some like White Stripes covers, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was what I did in high school. But yeah, this is my first band actually, like full-fledged band, which is really cool. I'm enjoying it so far.
Nice. What about you, Kyle? Like, what inspired you to start playing music?
Earliest memory I think I have at 6 is playing Guitar Hero on the PS2. That altered some brain chemistry and really got that in there. That and listening to like CDs that are sitting around the house, like Metallica CDs and whatever, and basing it off of Guitar Hero soundtracks, building off of that. That and the drum kit in my grandpa's basement really helped.
Nice.
Just going over there and just messing around until I figured stuff out. But yeah, I've been in a couple of projects since then. Had a high school one called The Good and Gracious. My longest running one, Flying with Giants, still doing that one. A couple other cover bands here and there, a couple original bands here and there.
I'm going to pass some questions over to my co-host, Grace.
All right. So like I said before the break, I've got some fun stuff. So every good band, or not every good band, every band has a good story behind the name of how they came up with. So my burning question is, where did the name Ditch the Hubcap come from? Did you just see a car with a hubcap that was missing and be like, this is our band name now?
You're half right. I was already wanting to have a band name that was like blank the blank.
Yeah.
I was literally driving to school and literally saw a hubcap in the ditch. Hubcap in the ditch. I'm like, ooh, good play on words, Ditch the Hubcap. And then like a week later, I lost my hubcap on my car from hitting a pothole. So I was like, cool. I kind of just played myself there.
It was a sign from the universe, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I asked for it at that point. So, but yeah, that's literally how it started. And I just sent it to our chat afterwards, like, that's a pretty good band name, right? They're like, yep. So it stuck.
Were there any runner-ups, or was that like the one that you were like, yes, we're not thinking about anything else?
I think there was one, but I don't even remember what it was.
Technically, we were originally under the name of Kirby. We had a different drummer though.
Yeah, that was.
And then
the
we kind of
origins.
like rebranded after that. He ended up leaving the band. But yeah, like Ditch the Hubcap, I think 2 or 3 shows ago, we had somebody like was posting about on the like UWGB like Snapchat story that they're like hubcaps were being stolen, and we had a gig at like the same time, so like somebody actually messaged us about it. It was like wondering if that was us, but no.
Yeah, the phrasing was really funny. It's like, is this just like a cruel joke or something like that? Like, no, we're a band. Hopefully you find your hubcaps though.
So this next one, both of you can answer if you like, but do you have a favorite song within like Ditch the Hubcap song, or just a cover in general each of you like to perform?
Ooh.
I know,
That's
a hard
question.
one. I got the hard questions.
Out of our discography, I like playing Just Leave live. That one, it's just reminding of like how fun it was to write that song, because that was very just much like everybody was kind of doing their own thing. There wasn't like any kind of groundwork beforehand. Everybody was just kind of jamming it out. It all worked together. There's really cool small parts that went out. That one's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, I think I have two that kind of like go back and forth between. I don't necessarily think they're like the best or anything, but I really like the first one is kind of like, or not the first. We always do it first. It's called Loss of Humanity.
Yep.
And that one's kind of like, it's kind of a mission statement kind of thing. I just got really mad and just like about like how things are. I'm a very political person. And I just like wrote down like a rant about how I felt about things, like really like while listening to the music, and it just kind of like turned into the song. I just like kind of like recite that over the like music, which is pretty cool, and it kind of gets a lot of my opinions across like pretty succinctly. That one's a lot of fun to do live. Otherwise, Uncle Sam.
Ooh.
That one's a lot of fun. It just gets so intense near the end, and I get to like really act it up. And it's just like it's fun to like run around. Like I get down on my knees and stuff, and like
I'm surprised you didn't say Fireworks.
Fireworks is a blast. I love.
That's also like
fireworks. Fireworks is crazy. It like sometimes the audience reaction, I'm a little like you like don't know what they thought about
Deer
it
in
at all.
headlights, yeah.
Because that like I wrote that song Fireworks. I specifically wrote to like be like kind of like get a big reaction from people, and it's kind of like it's a pretty dark kind of theme. I mean, I guess I can explain what the song is. I saw this news article about this mother in Ukraine who had to tell her son every day that the bombs outside were fireworks, and I essentially write it from the child's perspective, like asking why the fireworks are happening all the time. And like it really like we don't really explain it very much, and so it's just like
No, it just happens, yeah.
Like
and so,
lyrical context for the listener to figure out.
Totally. So they just it throws people off
Well,
sometimes.
because it's not even singing. It's literally just like screaming the whole time. Like,
No,
why is it
totally.
happening? Why?
Yeah. I mean,
It's just the most like dissonant and like fast music possible over it. So it's just like whoa, whoa, whoa.
So, let's see. How should I word this? Big brain, words are gone. So tell me about an artist that you as a band would like to collaborate with in the future. Hopefully, whether that be another local artist or that be with like, we were talking about Korn a while ago, like, a big name, or, and like why? Like, what's your dream collaboration?
You were talking about Cheerleader Roadkill, right?
oh my gosh. Yeah, there's this really cool band out of Chicago. They're not like they're a brand new band. They only have 4 songs on Spotify, but that'd actually be kind of feasible. They're like super good. They're called Cheerleader Roadkill. I really like the song Speechless, but I would love to play with them. Hopefully we can get some shows down there eventually, but yeah, like otherwise, like I listen to a lot of old stuff, to be honest. And like I'm mostly like I'm like a history buff, so I get into like the history of like music, so I go back in genres and like find that. So I honestly find like I kind of have gaps in my knowledge for a lot of new music, to be honest.
That's where I come in.
Yeah, that's where it comes in for sure.
Even locally, our boys in Smoke Free Home, they're always a blast to play with. Literally any chance I feel like we can to play with them, we try to. Very Death from Above 1979, like it's literally just bass, drums, vocals. It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite bands in the area as well. Like, we actually played our very first show as a band with
The
them.
Kirby Show, yeah.
Yeah. Our only Kirby show is with
Yeah,
them.
the one, yeah.
Yeah. You got any new bands, you think,
New bands.
that you'd want to like play with? Open for or something?
I mean, you guys were talking about Hot Mulligan over the break too. I can definitely see you guys maybe. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see.
I don't know if that's a perfect tonal fit, but I don't know, I'll take it.
Okay, I don't know too many songs by them. I saw them live once, completely unaware of who they are, what they sound like, but we were talking about it, so I was like, maybe think of that.
Honestly, they are still like a band. They're like kind of mostly a '90s band, The Locust. they're just ridiculous, kind of like synth, like jazzy, kind of like grindy, corey. I don't know. They're super weird.
Just chaos within like a minute span
Yeah,
is literally just it.
it's a lot of fun.
On that note, my last question for you all before I turn it back to Joe. For each of you, so Jaron, what's the best piece of advice another musician has ever given you? It's a tough one.
That's super tough. I don't know if I can't really come up with like a specific time.
Or even
in
just
general.
one you heard that really stuck with you.
Well, like, I very much get from my grandfather and my dad, like, this sense of just doing it not for anybody else, like, doing it very much for yourself. Like, my grandpa, he's, like, an amazing guitarist, and he can play, like, really well, but he doesn't know how to play correctly. He just, like, he just watched people play, and, like, that's how he learned. And so, like, this sense of, like, just, like, it doesn't matter what you sound like or what anybody thinks about you sound like. It's just like doing it because you love it. And like my dad's always played music my whole life, just around the house. And like, I think that should be normalized more. Is just like playing music around the house is like a family kind of activity. Cause like I have so many memories of like being a kid and like just my grandpa and dad playing music, and that's like. More people need that.
What about you, Kyle? What's the best piece of advice you've gotten?
He basically took my answer. Yeah, just having fun with it is like the main thing. You know, if you're not having fun with it, then what's like the point of it? You know, you know, doing it for yourself is another big one. Yeah, like who cares what other people think if you're having fun with it? It will show, and that's what will make it good.
Yeah.
So, as like a band, what is your guys' creative process when you write music?
Usually it's me or Maddie come up with a riff, or we just write out the song entirely on our own, because both of us are like, we can play every instrument, so we can like just send demos of everything, and it's like, this is how I want the song to go. We rehearse it, play it in front of Jaron, and then just let him go do whatever he wants on it.
Yeah. I just write all the lyrics, and they usually come to me with something really cool. And then I just try and come up with something interesting to go over it. Usually I just listen to it over and over until I get like a really good, like, what does this sound like? You know what I mean? And then I kind of go from there with like my theming and stuff. A lot of times it's very political. Anytime I'm like angry, it's usually like about something like political or about workers' rights or like poor people or something. I don't know. My working, but and so like angry music, I'm just gonna write about
Be
that.
angry.
You know, so yeah, a lot of it goes with that. And they always send me like really cool stuff out of nowhere. We do have a couple that are like very collaborative. Like, what are some ones that we like all written?
Just
as a
Leave
group?
was pretty much the big one.
Yeah, that was kind of just like a sit in circle, kind of like talk through it, add different parts. Definitely.
Fireworks was another one.
Yeah, fireworks was definitely. I came up with like the theme kind of first, and then I heard they eventually came up with one. I'm like, that's the one. That's the one that needs that. But yeah.
So your process is always kind of different every time, or is it kind of generally the same? How
It's
would you
pretty much
describe
that.
it?
It's literally just whoever comes up with the riff. Because it's always going to be like the band figures it out and then we give it to Jared and like do your thing. Yell about whatever.
Yeah, they give me like pretty much like complete free reign. Like I do like some theatrical stuff, some like spoken word kind of stuff. Well, yell, sing, whatever. Like
Yeah, I remember when we first was recording Lots of Humanity and we really got to hear like what you were saying. We're like, oh my god, that's what he was saying the whole time.
I try and get very visceral and I get shocking with my lyrics. Not necessarily
Definitely, yeah.
shocking, but it's like very, it's almost radical. 'Cause like I don't, I believe everything I'm saying, but I'm saying it in a slightly more extreme way to really make the point across.
Yeah.
And like, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I wonder if more people. I want to get more. One thing I try and do is like not a lot of punk music tries to like have cleaner vocals. Like I don't necessarily have cleaner vocals, but I really try and keep it. You can hear everything because I want people to get that message and like what I'm talking about. Like a lot of bands I'm really into are like I love their message and like their lyrics and stuff, but you can't really tell what they're saying at all. And so that's one thing I try and focus on for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have really good recording qualities. I mean, I feel like that's also really plus. I mean,
Yeah, especially our last EP, we got really lucky. We got to send it through some pretty cool people. So,
Yeah, all of those are literally recorded in Maddie's basement with 3 Shure microphones and a Focusrite. And yeah, and then that last one we sent it off. I feel bad that I can't think of the guy's name. Synergy
right?
Studios,
Yeah,
yes.
Synergy Studios, I can't exactly remember. I'm pretty sure it's out of Oshkosh, and they're really cool. They really hooked us up.
Made it sound nice.
right. Do you guys have any like big influences when you write your music?
For me, it's just whatever. I usually hear a song and I'm like, I like that kind of thing. I've been inspired, quote unquote, by a couple different songs. There's some Death from Above songs that we've done. I know Maddie's written stuff that's like No Effects inspired. Initially when I was writing stuff, I was thinking like Dead Kennedys kind of vibe. But like slowly over time, it's kind of evolved into, okay, this is what a Ditch song sounds like. Which we constantly try and talk about like what specifically, because like there's the hardcore punk, but there's also like metal breakdowns in it, and it's just really hard to like pinpoint like exactly what makes it. But you just hear it and you go, yep, that's it.
Yeah, like a lot of our more pop punky stuff, it's like a big Descendants influence. That's what really got me into punk, like the earlier stuff for sure. Otherwise, like I really get into like Subhumans and like Crass. Like I really like the early 80s British like anarcho-punk scene. It's like a lot of very working class people like fighting for what they want and stuff. A lot of like, it's like that scene is very much all communes and stuff, so it's like very much a community kind of thing, and I thought that was really cool. Otherwise, like honestly, one of my biggest influences is this brand from Lansing, Michigan in the 90s. It's called the Crusa F Words. And it's the dude, Doc Corbin Dart. He's just like this crazy dude from Michigan. And he's like a super squealy, snarly voice. He's very shocking lyrics. Like one of his songs is about, it's called Hinckley Had a Vision. And if you know who that's the guy that shot Ronald Reagan. and I don't necessarily agree with that, but like he's shocking stuff like that.
Not that I condone murder,
Yeah,
but
but It's really cool, and that's like a huge influence for me. Very political, very shocking, almost theatrical. I try and put a lot of like, what's the word, like distortions on my voice, affectations. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what the actual word would be, but yeah, I like, yeah.
Just be goofy.
Exactly.
Go crazy, go stupid.
Totally.
Yeah, you guys just released your album this year, Americanos, and like, do you plan on any? Are you currently working on any new music, any new album right now?
We're
Yeah.
starting to write new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we just had like 2 or 3 little show stints, so we're planning on going back to like writing some new stuff. We have a good like 6 to 7 songs in the box. Probably not gonna release all of them, and then we're gonna plan on writing like a couple more and selecting from those and making another little EP.
As many EPs as we can.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully, we can get a couple more EPs in, and then maybe talk about an album, but that's in the future.
Yeah, it's just whatever we feel like, because it varies. Like, because we record in like the basement with like my own gear and stuff, it literally is just whenever we're like, okay, let's do it.
And everybody's a student, has jobs.
Yeah, has their
and,
own
like,
schedules, and yeah.
Like, we're all super busy. So, but we make it work.
For sure.
Yeah, and you guys like you perform places too. So like, do you guys have any upcoming performances upcoming soon?
Right now we got nothing.
No.
Just kind of waiting.
Yeah, we just had one last Thursday that went really well at Misfits Tavern with some really cool bands, Crucial Moves. The Fall Sound out of were they out of Milwaukee? Yeah, out of Milwaukee. They were really good. Some kind of like, how would you describe them? Like kind of pop punky, scramsy kind of.
Maybe not scramsy, but a
they
little
had like
bit.
2 songs that were kind of like that.
A tiny bit, yeah.
And then it was Steve's in the band. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, we're definitely have people talking about gigs, and we've gotten invited to a couple. I was just trying to find the ones that work. So yeah.
Sure. And you've played here at the club on campus, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get you guys back and for another show. That was
Yeah,
great.
that was a blast. I
That
had a
was
lot of
very fun.
with that. We got a good turnout and everything. People liked it, so I'm excited to play again.
So where can we find you guys' music?
We're pretty much on most streaming services: Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere else you would listen to anything. Those are usually the big 2. Yeah, we only have the 2 EPs out now. Working on that 3rd one. But yeah, you can find a lot of our stuff on our social medias too. We have Instagram and Facebook, I believe, are the big 2 we got right now. You go to either of them, they have our link tree, which has like everything else where you can find anything we're doing. So
Yeah.
Check out Smoke Free Home and Vom Bomb and Bud. And what are some other bands we played with? Super Glue.
Sinner and the Saint.
Sinner and the Saint. They're really good.
Scary Canaries.
Scary Canaries are awesome. They're also, most of the people aren't all of them?
All of them were GB, yeah.
All of them were GWGB students. There's an open mic on Wednesdays at Frets and Friends that have some UWGB students that play there too. That's really cool. Go to local shows. Support your local scene. Like,
There's cool stuff out there.
definitely.
You guys are also involved in a couple other bands too, right?
Yeah, it's mainly me and Maddie are like the busy ones. Yeah, so besides Ditch, I'm also in Flying with Giants currently. I've been playing with Bad Habits, which is like a cover band that plays around the state pretty much, like weekly. So I get busy with that. I'm working on some solo Midwest emo project kind of thingy. Another project, like another cover band in the works too, so I'm trying to keep myself busy with that. I'll advertise for Maddie too, since he's not here. Besides Ditch, she's also in Flying with Giants with me. She's also in Soul Shade, which is like a metal, like prog metal core band. And then more recently, Sherry Lane, which is another Green Bay band.
Check out Sherry Lane.
They're also really good, very like bluesy indie, I'd say. Yeah, they're also very good. But yeah, that's pretty much everything else that
We're trying to make a punk rap noise project. That's in
insert
the works.
adjective punk.
Yeah, we're just trying to make some weird stuff for fun too on the side.
Yeah, just me and him. But yeah.
Sure. And then the other two members that weren't here, Maddie and
Yes.
John.
Yeah, Maddie
Yeah.
and John. Maddie's our drummer, and John's our bassist.
Very recent.
Very recent. He's played 3 shows with us. He's doing awesome.
Oh yeah, he's been fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, and Maddie's in Soul Shade and all those bands. She's awesome. Both amazing musicians. Really privileged to get to work with them, for sure.
Aw.
Swag.
Well, do either of you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap up the show?
There's this documentary I really love. It's called It's Gonna Blow. It's about the 90s San Diego punk scene. It's a bunch of like really weird stuff. I think all the bands are very underrated, and I really love them. So you should watch that and check out some great bands.
Because what's on there?
The Locust. We got Swing Kids, Truman's Water, just Fishwife, a bunch of amazing bands. Unwound, Heroin, a lot of really good like chaotic kind of like emotional hardcore bands.
Yeah. So if you, for whatever reason, like our music, you'd probably like that.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. But yeah, I just think it's underrated. It's free on YouTube. Watch that.
I say thank you guys for coming and joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us, dude.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And
It was
thank
fun.
you, everyone, for just tuning in tonight and joining us the first Wednesday of every month. We'll be back on Wednesday, February 7th, same time. And coming up Saturday, we have another show, Grace's Mixtape, from 6 to 8. And if you missed the show tonight, you can tune on into our Radio GBX YouTube and watch the full interview of Ditch The Hubcap. And thank you. And now the show is over.